Viggy, when you think about where this profession is headed in the coming years, if you look into your crystal ball 2, 3, 4 years out, how do you think the role of a marketer or marketing team supporting different kinds of internal and external stakeholders is going to change in the coming years?
Man,
what does the future look like?
It's a $1 million question, because it's this industry, it's changing so rapidly. It's because it's so hard to even predict what it's going to be, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, let alone in the future, like 10 years down the line, right? It's almost impossible, because generative AI, as an example, is taking over. It's literally happening, and if you haven't embraced it, you're falling behind, right? So our industry in general, it's fundamentally, that's where data center is right in the middle of making it all happen. There's generative AI or the big data analytics, everything that we are talking about, autonomous cars as an example, right? And it's very kind of hard to predict at this stage about what this industry is going to be 5 years down the line. But as marketers, one thing is for sure: if we are doing the same thing that we are doing 10 years ago, it's not going to work in the future. Because ultimately, two things are kind of fundamentally driving the market demand. One is the change in this overall ecosystem. Number two, the growth in the market. When I say growth, I'm talking about expansion into area that we never thought is going to be a data center market, right? So having that visibility and staying, very well versed with, how things are changing, that's fundamentally the secret sauce for any marketing professional, right? They need to know where the industry is going. They need to know where the constraints are. They need to know what our end users are looking for today, tomorrow, and 5 years down the line. And start to kind of, tune your marketing efforts in that direction, so that, you're filling up your top of the funnel to educate the community that's looking for your solution. And then when they are in the market to buy your solution, you're already, ahead of the curve. You already engaged with them. You already kind of established your awareness, and you already told the market what you are capable of doing, right? So when the buyers are ready to buy, boom, you're right in front of them. So that's fundamentally the major shift of what we have done in the past versus what we should be doing in the future.
So 10 years ago, it may have been a nice to have to arrive super early and to plant the seeds and help frame the criteria that they use to evaluate all the other options and continue to stay with them. Now it seems like if you don't do that, you're really at a huge disadvantage. You probably won't be on the short list at all, and may put yourself in a place where you're shrinking market share, losing deals, and the only way that things are closing at all is by having to sacrifice margin, which is a downward financial spiral for morale and the whole company's financial health and viability.
Exactly. And if you try to say your data center is AI ready today, you are late to the game, right? Because the revolution has already started. It's already in motion, right? So if you start saying, yeah, my data center is AI ready, or we are building AI ready data center, you are far behind. So that's just as an example.
Yeah, it's the same way I sometimes have people come to me and they're like, we'll get to LinkedIn and we'll get to doing all webinars and things like that. We're going to do that next year. I'm like, you really don't have time to keep kicking this down the field, because everyone that you compete against in this space, even the late adopters, have been at this 5 or 10 years. The early adopters have been at LinkedIn and YouTube and webinars for at least 10 years at this point.
That's correct. Yeah, exactly.
It's all part of the competitive playbook.